Michelle, on Monday, we got our Heisman finalists, and to nobody's surprise, it is 4 quarterbacks, with Georgia's Stetson Bennett, USC's Caleb Williams, TCU's Max Duggan, and Ohio State's CJ Stroud. All 4 are going to the Heisman Trophy ceremony this weekend. So I don't know if we should talk about how disappointed we are that it's all quarterbacks, but who do you think is winning it, especially after some big game performances this past weekend?
For me, my opinion, I think that USC quarterback Caleb Williams should have had this thing locked up 2 weeks ago. He has been, so far, in my opinion, the most outstanding college football player this season. He has so much strength in his arm. He can beat you on the ground. He's able to extend plays so much, and it's absolutely thrilling to watch. You've got like flashes of Jalen Hurts and Kyler Murray from him. He's a very dynamic and talented player. So in my opinion, he should have locked that up a couple weeks ago, regardless of what happened in conference championship weekend. Of course, USC lost, another Heisman finalist, Max Duggan from TCU. His team also lost. But the common thread that I see between those two players is how much they left it all on the field in their respective conference championship game losses. Max Duggan absolutely played his heart out and lost to Kansas State in the Big 12 championship game. Caleb Williams played injured for a whole lot of that game and still put up a tough fight even when he couldn't run. So in my opinion, I think Caleb Williams has this, but those two definitely deserve to be Heisman finalists. I have some questions about the other two.
Yeah, and before the season, we pretty much had 3 quarterbacks that we thought were a lock for this. Williams was one, Stroud was one, Bryce Young, who got hurt midway through the season. But we also had some other guys in Will Anderson and Jackson Smith-Njigba who we thought would be non-quarterback players to be finalists. But is there anybody who wasn't invited that you think could have been a finalist that wasn't a quarterback? To me, I think you could have had Blake Corum, Michigan running back, even though he got hurt in that second to last game of the year, or even not Jackson Smith-Njigba, but Marvin Harrison Jr., who stepped up for Jackson Smith-Njigba, who I felt like was the main reason Ohio State's offense was so good, taking over as that number 1 position. Is there anybody that you felt was missed out this year?
I mean, I 100% agree with you on Marvin Harrison Jr. If I'm going to pick someone from Ohio State to be a Heisman finalist, it is not CJ Stroud. It is Marvin Harrison Jr., 100%. I agree with you on Blake Corum, even though he was injured. I get frustrated that we use players' injuries, especially late season injuries, as reasons to exclude them from the Heisman race, and I just don't think that's fair if you look at the entire season. Blake Corum was an absolute rock star. I think Texas running back Bijan Robinson was also overlooked in this case. I do think Will Anderson was overlooked in this case, and I think there's an argument still to be made for Hendon Hooker. Even though he tore his ACL about 2/3 of the way through the regular season, he was an absolute rock star, and maybe he shouldn't win because he didn't finish out a season, but it is disappointing that he didn't earn enough votes and some of these other players didn't earn enough votes to even be Heisman finalists.